to Last Call at the Gilded Troll, where we get drunk and we talk about things. Clean. Hey! Oh, do you have drinks?
I got sweet tea.
Oh, does it have at least like whiskey in it or something?
Just sweet tea.
Fuck.
Just sweet tea. Well, go get whiskey. Yep.
We didn't tell you the point of the show, did we?
We didn't.
Have to fucking get crunk.
I mean, I know the point of the show. I got sweet tea.
I just choose to live my life as sweet tea.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
So,
yeah, I mean, Shadows gets it. Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. Oh shit.
Sweet
tea. I
tea.
don't have the stream up. God damn it. I fucking hate Twitch. I have to click into it
And
to fucking see
I'm
my
over
own
here
stream.
live rearranging our stream.
Oh, dude, that's fine. So this
is a
week...
professional show. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, absolutely.
This week, we're going to talk to Mr. Bayless. He's our guest. We've been plugging him, like, all fucking, like, the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Uncomfortably so.
Dude, that's just what we do. Okay, we help each other.
Oh,
and then our communities grow into a wholesome family.
Yeah.
He's currently drawing our Odyssey campaign characters. And do the plugging. Plug yourself.
Do the plugs. Oh, Jesus. Chat just...
Wait, who is this? I don't know.
Wait, who's that?
Hi, my name is Mr. Bayless. I'm on the internet as Mr. Bayless. You know, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, Reddit, you know, Pornhub, whatever. I search Mr. Bayless, and that's where I'm at.
I really hope you're on Pornhub now.
I'm gonna make an account and just post like a slideshow of drawings and nothing porn related whatsoever, and just see how long it lasts.
Oh God.
You can also find me at mrbayless.com because that's my name and I'm sticking with it.
First name Mr., last name Bayless.
Yes, MR, not the whole word Mr.
And definitely no dot.
No, unless you're on Instagram, then there's the dot.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody already has without the dot. And they won't give it up.
You just need to name your price.
I forgot to yeet my phone.
Yeet!
I thought about it.
It has now been yote.
The show has started.
The show has started.
Welcome. Luke may or may not be joining us later because
Yeah.
he is drawing Luke's character, which is the centaur.
Yeah, so this stream is twofold.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to Bayless. We're gonna ask him a bunch of questions about some things that make him uncomfortable.
I'm gonna draw hooves.
And he's gonna draw some hoovy hooves.
Some hoofy hooves.
We're idiots.
Who was it that said hoopy hooves?
Oh,
Is that
God.
Jesse?
That was Jesse, yeah.
Do
Hoofy
minotaurs
hooves.
have hoopy hooves? Yeah. So how about we get started, Steph? Ask some questions.
I feel really awkward doing this because a lot of these questions we like.
Oh yeah, like we already know.
We already know, but like other people might not.
Other people.
Oh, and
Probably don't.
don't worry, I totally didn't look at the questions earlier and prepare answers or anything like a daytime talk show or anything.
Dude, we only got like 4 or 5, so I just like plugged in the rest. Alright, big boy. When did you start drawing?
When?
Yeah.
Probably like age 2.
You creative motherfucker.
No, legit. Like I was probably like when I could start holding things in my hand is when I started drawing. Because like not to say this in like a boohoo sad way, but like since I was old enough to have motor skills, I was kind of put in front of either the TV or the radio because that was the things that I got the most interaction out of. Like they would just put on music and I would just dance for hours as a kid.
Oh, dancing Bayless.
Yeah. So then they kind of did the same thing with TV because I would sit and I would watch and then I would like reenact what I was watching. So they were like, okay, well, he's interacting with something. So like since I was old enough to like hold a pencil in my hand, I've been drawing. So I guess I would say like 2 or 3. I don't know ages very well. I don't know when do you start holding stuff.
Is your first like real memory of you drawing?
Probably, I guess.
That's cool.
I don't really have them chronological, so maybe.
Yeah. Like I know we start forming memories when we're what, like 3 or 4.
My earliest memory is like I think not quite 3 years old.
Yeah. So like you start remembering stuff like really early. That's cool.
Right.
What mediums did you start with? So crayons.
yeah, crayons, pencils, any blank piece of printer paper that wasn't currently being printed on, that I could snatch out of said printer.
Where are my taxes? Bayless.
Yeah, but look at the cartoon I made. Isn't it cool? I drawed you a cartoon. It's cute.
I'm just imagining your parents calling you Mr. Bayless.
Yeah. Bayless, what did you do?
That's so fucking awkward.
Your Mr. Bayless, your kindergarten teacher called me today. Yeah, what the fuck did she say?
You're already an executive and you're 5 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't go to kindergarten in a power suit? That was his name?
Just you.
Just you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what's your fascination with hooves? That's what the chamber said.
No, that's the next interview question.
Yeah, no.
I don't have a fascination with hooves. Mostly just I like goat legs. Like they're just more fun to draw because they can't just go straight. Like there's more angles and shapes and like look at these damn ass horse legs. Like there's some fun shapes going on in these horse legs.
Look at
like,
those thighs.
Right?
Damn.
Like this is just fun to like work out like anatomically. So that's just like horse legs, goat legs, animal legs are just more fun to draw.
I feel like you have the ankles really damn high. Like that backwards knee bit, like that's the ankle. I feel like that's really, really high.
Nah.
Are they actually that high?
I think horses
Yeah, dude.
Actually,
Jesus.
Go look at a picture of a horse. God.
I'm
No,
gonna Google horse ankle.
I sat down with my girlfriend who is a known horse expert. She had like 30 notebooks filled with drawings of horses. So she and she showed me anatomically like she showed me like how you draw a horse, like what they look like. So I made sure to like horse correctly.
Oh wait, no, that is their knee. They actually have a backwards kney.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Huh.
You think you should
Their front legs are fascinating too because if you think of like okay, so like the human arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got shoulder, you've got bicep, tricep, you've got the elbow, and you got the forearm.
Right.
All of this is right up here. Like that chunk right there is the entirety of of a human's arm.
Right.
Like situated into one place. Like their bicep is up here, their elbow is right here, and then this is their forearm, and then like this is a wrist. So this is like just this section of your hand.
Apparently, I'm looking at an anatomical diagram of a horse. What you just called the wrist is actually called their knee. But then but the part that's like that
down yonder,
the part that's like an elbow is called the elbow. They have an elbow and a knee and an ankle.
Ugh.
That's what happens.
That's disturbing for some reason.
But their ankle's called a pastern for some reason.
Bayless, how do horses wear pants though?
Yeah, do they cover the back legs or like the bottom? Is the back half or the bottom half?
The back half, because that's where their dick is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
The point of pants is to cover your genitals.
Right.
Yeah, is to cover your genitals, and the genitals are on the back end, so you would wear your pants on the back end.
Thank you.
Because that's where your butt and/or penis and/or gooch is.
Whatever you got.
Whatever it is you got, you know, and no judgment to trans horses, but you would wear pants over your naughty bits.
And I'm gonna combine a few viewer questions because a lot of them are similar. Shadows Assassins and Tim both asked, how did you discover your art style and who were your main inspirations? And that probably evolved. Yeah, we already know, but...
Yeah. How did it evolve? It was like, when I first started drawing, I guess kind of like most people, that's a loaded question, Shadows. We don't want to question how centaurs climb ladders.
With difficulty. In fact, anytime you're climbing something that requires hands and feet, it costs 4 extra feet of movement for every foot of movement climbed.
So how many ladders do you have in place for Lucas in this next?
Very many.
All of them.
Very many.
Every single fucking ladder.
Very many is his official answer.
Yeah, if he dashes, he can climb 3 squares.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, but how much is, like, what's his walking speed, though?
His walk speed is 40 feet.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, right? Like, Minotaurs also have 40 feet walk speed.
Any more than that, it would be busted.
Right, but like a pony has 50 feet.
He should at least have 50 then.
Exactly.
Like, unless the top half is what's slowing him down or something.
What was that run?
can't go into a full gallop because then he's just like, hold up.
Okay, I lied. Pony
Someone
has
clip
40
that, for
feet.
the love of God. Please clip that so I can watch it and enjoy it
Pony
later.
has 40 feet. Draft horse has 40 feet.
Okay.
Riding horse
That still seems small.
has 60
like,
feet.
Okay, riding horse is 60.
I mean, I guess.
Eh.
But
War
okay, so my
horse.
art style, I guess. Like most people who started. Hi, Luke.
Luke!
Oh, hi, Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Look at your centaur boy.
Huh?
Your centaur boy.
Centaur boy. Oh, I didn't open up anything. I just...
Oh.
Yeah,
Just open up the stream. You'll see his
Yeah.
pectorals, which yours
I
are
got your-
probably
I got
much
your
more
centaur
impressive.
boy. We're actually just talking about like the movement, your walk speed.
which is surprisingly low.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, 40 is not bad.
The Minotaur has 40.
It's not that it's bad. It's just not what you would expect from a horse person.
Yeah.
Is there
Hey,
any base race with more than that as a walking speed?
No, but Aarakocra has 50 fly.
Mm,
But they can't wear armor.
I think chat might be disappearing.
that's alright. I'd rather have us a little bigger on stream than chat.
Alright. Bye, chat.
Because YouTube doesn't care about last call. Let's be real.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is chat transparent? Can't you just put it on front?
I could just put it in front.
Nah.
God,
don't.
you getting
That's fine.
real talk on here, Steph.
It's just over Luke's
No,
face.
I'm not okay with Luke's face being covered. Take
We'll
it
just put it on
off!
our faces then.
I like my face too.
We'll put it on Bayless' face.
No.
Yeah, put me down at the bottom then.
No,
Whatever.
it's fine. I'll just get rid of the logo.
Put me down at the bottom. It's not like I'm the guest of the show or anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
You want to be on the bottom?
I don't fucking care. People know what my face looks like.
Do they though?
I don't think a lot of people do. Like, if you miss the first, you've only been in 2 sessions so far, session 0 and session 1, so like people might not.
Who's that far behind that they ain't seen 2 episodes?
So-
Also, what are you doing with your life? Because we got another one coming up soon,
Oh no!
like this Saturday
This Saturday.
or this Sunday.
no, Saturday.
Saturday.
Curse
well, I
of
mean,
Strahd
Curse
Saturday.
of Strahd Sunday, but Odyssey Saturday.
No,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I mixed them.
Also, DM prep tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, but I'm in the one on Sunday, so catch up.
Oh, Z clipped you running like a centaur, Bayless. Ask and you shall receive.
I don't have
but
them.
yeah.
You never said inspirations because we
I was
kept
getting to
fucking-
it.
Fucking cutting you off.
Fucking jerk. What kind of TV show host are you?
The drunk kind.
The drunk kind. But yeah, so like art style, like I guess most kids when they start drawing, they're just like, I have to draw things that are realistic because that's the only way people will know that I'm good at art. So that's where I started, and then I realized that like it was hard to replicate that. Like if I drew things realistically, it took effort when I like came up with characters to like constantly be drawing them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I eventually just started simplifying more and more. And at first I was into like your basic like cartoons that were on WB and shit like that. And then I went through like a 2-second anime phase.
Only
Two
2
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, shameful.
Like I mean I still there's still quite a few anime that I like, but what I'm saying is like I went through that like I'm gonna draw anime phase for like a scotch.
Give
I
me
didn't
big
want-
old anime eyes.
Yeah,
Big ol'
yeah.
anime eyes.
Yeah, well, yeah, like everybody had like tiny little triangle noses and you know that kind of shit.
It's adorable.
And then I found Samurai Jack, and you know Gendy Tartakovsky was life at that point.
I haven't watched the latest, like the reboot of Samurai Jack yet. I think we tried to. Why are you typing? You're not paying attention to me?
Some shadows used schedule command and it didn't do anything, so I had to add
Oh,
it.
you're fixing it. Okay.
I had to
And
add
then Primal was super good. Oh,
I have no idea what that is.
Primal is the newest thing that Gendy did for Adult Swim, where it's basically about like a caveman who more or less makes friends with a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh,
And
this is adorable.
it's super fucking good.
Cool.
It's super good. It's like 6 episodes long. I think they said they're getting a 2nd season, but it's super good.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah, art style is pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah,
No, I didn't see it. I just looked
we're
it up.
looking it up.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It's pretty dope.
Oh man, look at that gore.
Mhm.
Oh, that's really neat.
I don't know if you see 3 videos showing up in the Sci-Fi Wire one stuff, where he's like screaming.
Wait, which one?
He's like screaming, like I don't know. It's like first look at Primal, and he's like screaming in the video.
Yeah, I think that was when like he like it's the plot's weird because it's about like his camp gets attacked by Tyrannosauruses, and then he like learns to make friends with one of them begrudgingly. But there's like this super good fight scene at the beginning of it that was in so many trailers. That has him, what you're talking about probably, where he's just like on the back of one of them just stabbing it to death with a tooth.
Oh, that's so cool. I can see like in the main character, I can see some of what you do.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Just our head turns.
That's fine.
Samus.
Samus? Is there a dog barking? Or are you just saying Samus?
I was just saying Samus.
I think she's sleeping.
The show has not enough Samus in it.
Samson chat.
Here's a question. When did you finally say to yourself, I could probably make money off of this and start selling your talents?
Start selling your body.
When somebody actually contacted me and said, hey, do you do commissions?
Where were you posting at that point? Like,
I think like the first couple of commissions I got were people I knew in high school. And it was usually like, you know, $5 or something like that. Or like, you know, somebody would see me drawing and they would be like, oh shit, you draw, can you do me a tattoo? Here's like $10.
How many times have you been asked that?
If you ever draw in public, you get asked it. Like without quail. Without question or fail or quail. Yeah.
Or question.
Without bird.
Or question. Ew. Yeah, no, I've drawn a handful of fucking tattoos in my day, and none of them were ever good. I remember sitting at, I mean, the location will probably tell you enough about the story, but I remember sitting at a Waffle House one night, just bored with nothing to do, and one of the girls was like, oh, can you draw me a tattoo? And I was like, fucking sure, yeah, cool. And she was like, I want like a skull and crossbones, but one of the bones is a gun, and then the other one's a guitar. And I was just like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. Cool.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I didn't get that one done ever.
I thought you were gonna say you cranked it out in 5 minutes on a napkin and said, "Here you go." It hurt to do because like a gun is this big and a guitar is this big. I mean,
so to have the two things crossed doesn't work unless you make the guitar noticeably
like
smaller.
Like a handheld gun, or are we talking like a fucking?
No, like a revolver. She wanted a revolver and a guitar, and it was just like that doesn't work, you big idiot.
Do you know what proportions are, ma'am?
Fucking sure, I'll do it for a plate of waffles.
Yeah. Make the waffles, biatch.
I know you've seen it. Have you ever seen that Vine where some guy's at a Waffle House counter? He's like,
Can I please get a waffle?
Can I get a waffle? And like 2 people are behind the counter fighting.
Like actively punching each other in the head.
Oh my god, so funny.
They're not actually like that.
That's good.
In defense.
That's good.
In full defense of Waffle House.
I don't think we have any Waffle Houses near us. That's a shame.
Oh, you're missing out, yeah.
There's one in Taylor.
Oh, is there?
Is there really?
Mm-hmm.
You should go.
Right now, bye.
So real talk, you should try and eat a Waffle
real
House
talk.
one day.
I hate that you make me for real talk.
Huh?
Probably not.
Are they open?
Unless they're doing delivery or something, or takeout.
I don't know. Is your state smart? Because mine are open.
Ish.
Questionable. Like, our cases are still rising, but I don't think, like, he's backtracked on anything yet, the governor.
Well, I mean, yeah, our cases are rising, but Governor Kemp is a fucking idiot, so we just still... he was still just like, nobody really knows what Corona is, so we're just gonna open.
Like, what's the 19 even mean? Sorry, we shouldn't get political. Hold on. Alright, backtrack. No political. Don't get political.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not getting excited.
No, you're fine. Alright, so here's one for Ian. How did we first get connected with Bayless?
Alright, so in 2015, it was like September, October-ish.
Jesse.
of 2015. Some dude I'd never heard of posted on RD&D, I think. I must draw you.
Yeah.
He's laughing at
And at that point, I'd been kind of like half-assedly, passively searching for an artist to commission.
What was your passive perception at the time?
It was like a 12, so not the best, but you know, better than normal.
It's doable.
Yeah, my wisdom's in the toilet, but I got proficiency.
That's alright, I'm high wisdom.
But yeah, so he posted on Reddit just like, hey, like, you know, soliciting commissions. And I just absolutely love that, you know, his first comment before anyone saw the post was, yes, I cleared this with the mods, it's fine. But no, like I like the art style and I like the price point, and I was just like, yeah, like, hey, I have 16 characters. Would you like to draw all of them?
Tell them my price point, Ian.
So at the time,
which was 2000,
which was 2015. It was late.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So inflation adjust.
Yeah, inflation and skills. It was what was it? $10 for a sketch, $20 for full color.
Yep.
Per character. And then for some reason you agreed to do my 16 characters for $200.
God bless. Yep. God
because
bless.
I was hoping to do exactly what I did, which was rope somebody into thinking I was good at what I did.
I remember he was so fucking excited too. Like I think I worked and I came home and he was like, I finally found someone to do character art. What's the price? $20 a character. $20 a character. Sign me up.
I posted that on Reddit because I was in a game at the time of my own. That was terrible and it lasted like 3 sessions. Because everybody wanted to just Yeah, I've almost passed. Because like the group just wanted to like sit around and smoke weed and not actually like play.
I mean, that's one way to play.
I mean, it's not a way to play D&D. It's a great way to hang out with friends, but it's not a great way to play D&D.
Okay.
Exactly. So the 4 examples that were on that Reddit post were 4 of the members, mine included, because I started to draw us up as a group before I realized that it wasn't going anywhere. I was already just in this like super D&D mindset. So I remember I talked to Malloy, my girlfriend, about it, and I was just like, I think I'm going to post something on Reddit to see if I can get commissions. And she was super into it. And then I told her about, like, I came home from work that day and I already had like 7 lined up. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then like another 30, 40, 50 rolled in and I was just like, I really don't know what I'm going to do.
I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Wait, holy shit.
But I did all of them.
Wait, where's my alert box? Andy just subbed tier 3.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Where's your alert box?
Andy, tier 3 sub. Holy shit.
Just so he has the Bayless emote.
Oh my
dropping
god.
Dropping them hot me's.
Hot use.
Them hot me's.
Can I just say, like kind of on topic, off topic, I'm so glad we're, like, actually friends now.
Yeah.
And it's not just purely, like, some weird business transaction.
Where do we want the alert box?
I didn't try to, like, I tried to keep it super professional because I thought that's what people would have wanted at first. Like, I thought people would have just wanted a guy that, like, comes in, draws some stuff, and then, like, that's it.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't try to, like, be too, friendly outside of that with people. And then you guys were persistent, and I was just like, okay, cool.
Persistent. Have you drawn more characters for us than, like, any other single person?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh my god, we're at like 50 at this point.
Jesus fuck.
Easily 50.
That's cool.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like, no, you are the single most returning person. Yes. There was 1 or 2 people that came back the next year after that Reddit post.
Yeah.
There was a guy that actually messaged me like 3 or 4 months ago and was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I was like, yeah, no, I remember your character. He was like, I want to commission you for something. I was like, cool, that sounds great. And then he never said anything.
66 characters.
Wow.
Jesus.
66.
That's crazy.
I remember the first, because you always went through Ian initially, and then at some point I was like, I want to surprise Ian for his birthday. I'm gonna get Ian's face. And I was so fucking nervous emailing you. I'm like, he's gonna think I'm a goddamn stupid ass.
I'm so bad at pointing at things, but it's right here.
Yeah.
It's right here. That's
It's on our fucking merch. Check out our store.
It's also one of our emotes.
Shameless plug.
If you want to use my face, just subscribe to the Gilded Troll. If you got Amazon Prime, use those Bezos bucks.
Yeah. Or you can go to teespring.com/shop/Gilded Troll and you can buy a.
I hate us.
Fucking. Huh?
I hate us for plugging shit.
I just plugged the store command.
Shut up. It's what you. It's not what you do for a living. I mean, you guys have actual jobs. This is the thing you do. So
thank God.
Fuck it. Hey Luke, since I have you, do you want your tribal tattoos to be symmetrical or asymmetrical?
Asymmetrical.
Cool. Good answer.
Hey Luke, since you're here, why antlers?
Because they're dope.
Because it goes with the whole druidic theme of not being a druid, but with the druid. That's what I was saying, like the whole starting as like nature-y.
Yeah, you're in the druids of the old wood.
Yeah.
Which you were supposed to give me more info with, and you never did.
Ooh.
So there's a
and
reason
also
for
antlers
that.
are dope.
There's a reason for that, and the reason for that is that there is literally like zero fucking info about them.
Oh, okay, cool.
So if I want to give you more info, like I have to make it up. So I remember seeing in your reference art that your staff like branched out at the top.
Yeah.
Is that something you want?
Did it?
Because it looks like Bayless is just drawing a top.
Hold on, let me go look at it.
I gotta open Discord.
That was really weird. Like on Bayless's screen, like you're only sharing Flash, but then the Microsoft Word splash screen appeared on top of Flash, but now Word isn't up.
Yeah, it did.
That's really weird.
You can pull up all the porn you want though.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I can go to pornhub.com/Mr. Bayless. Whatever. I can't pull up. I don't know where you sent me that Word document at that's got Luke's examples in it. Did you email it to me?
Oh, here, I can pull it too.
I think I sent it on Discord.
Because if there was an example of the tree branch, then I missed it entirely, and I would like to see that.
Let's pull it up.
I do need to slightly change how his legs are.
Remier.
Remier.
Staff. Oh yeah, that's like a branch.
Oh, it tree. It a whole tree.
It a whole ass tree.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
I don't know.
He's sending it to you. Do you want to send it to him
I
on
already
Discord?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Okay, so that's just like a legit ass tree branch. Okay, I got you.
I'm using Discord to get Bayless's screen share, so like I don't want to fuck with that because that'll show up on the stream.
Let's not. Oh,
what the fuck's with these wings?
Shadows put my face with wings on it. Thanks, babe.
Them wings, though.
Overwatch stuff.
Oh, wait, I have them.
Oh, is it Overwatch stuff?
Why do I have them?
Oh, yeah, Mercy Wing, yeah.
I got him.
So Luke's branching out.
Yuck.
Can we make the staff look like his antlers? Or is that weird?
A what? A what?
Can we make this... weird. Is it okay? I said, can we make the staff look like his antlers, or is that weird?
That's weird, bruh.
Okay.
Don't be weird, dog.
And this is actually a really good transition to the next question.
Cool.
Jedi T-Mac asks, how much liberty do you get when making art for the Gilded Troll or any other freelance work?
None whatsoever.
You fucking prick.
Ian and by proxy, all of his players
we're slave
absolute
drivers.
like just regimented Nazis with their stuff. Like you just cannot deviate whatsoever.
You can't say that right now. Politics.
Germans. I was gonna. Okay.
I'm done.
I think it's actually more offensive to say Germans in that instance.
Yeah. They're I
Jay
regret
Miller
the entire
says,
joke now.
Jay Miller says I wouldn't let him give me hooves, and he's a little upset about it.
You know I'm teasing, right? Like,
yeah.
We have 15 people watching. Like, if something slips, it's fine.
No, I mean, it depends. It depends on, like, what you guys want. Like, there's definitely times where somebody's been like, I don't know what this looks like, just make it cool.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's definitely been moments where it's just like he's got a staff and it's probably got like an amulet on top. I don't know, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Steph's character, I usually get a ton of leeway because she's just like, I don't know, make him hot.
I don't know, make him hot and kind of drunk.
Yeah. I don't know, he's a dragonborn and he wears gold armor. Fucking figure it out. And I go, okay, Steph.
Well, even from last night, you streamed last night, but you didn't stream us talking to you, and I was just like, make him hot. Oh, he's hot. I'll make him hot. Oh, he's hot.
Make him hot.
If you guys want to see Mr. Bayless drawing Steph's character for our upcoming Odyssey game, and Amber's character, and Tim's character, and
sexy boy.
Yeah, just check it out, twitch.tv/Mr. Bayless. Check out the VODs.
Twitch.tv/Mr. Bayless. I've got them all highlighted, so they're like not going anywhere.
Wait, does that work? You can just make a 3-hour highlight?
Yes. Yeah, you can make a highlight of the entirety of the thing, and then they don't go anywhere.
I wish I knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that shit.
I just upload them to YouTube, and then YouTube keeps them forever.
Yeah, no, I throw them onto YouTube too, but somebody taught me that if you make a highlight of your clip, and you can highlight the entirety of the clip, then it doesn't go anywhere.
See, I knew highlights never went away, but I didn't know you could make a 3-hour highlight.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
But I mean, it depends on the person, but I mean, at the same time, I don't really want a whole lot of leeway with their characters because, like, I do this so that you guys have your characters. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like a character design gig for like Warner Brothers or something where I'm just like, I gotta inject my own style. Like, like, you know, you guys grant me my little artistic style leeways, but at the end of the day, I'm drawing your characters for your game. Right. So
I don't like that line. Can you undo that line?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
There's too many lines. Can we just have less lines?
Yeah, we can do that. Here, we'll go boom, boom, boom. There, it's a horse.
I love
Congratulations, you're a centaur. It's minimalism. I'll just start doing pixel art. How about that? Everything will be...
Pixel art is so overdone. Can I just say that? How do you feel about pixel art?
It's overdone. I think it's cool. It's super time consuming. So like people that do it well are impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you look at like old like pixel like 2D fighters and like side scrollers and shit, like that's amazingly well done. But when you like go on to like the indie game developer on PlayStation Plus and you find like I put 5 pixels together and it's a retro shooter, like fuck off. Come on, put some effort into it. Like,
but isn't there more satisfaction in having more leeway? Like, people have to ask for shit that you're like, that's fucking stupid, and then you have to draw it anyway.
I mean, I will draw 1,000 rapiers for you guys if it means you keep asking me to draw stuff for you. Like,
I don't. Have we ever asked you for a rapier?
So many of them, dog.
No.
So many of them, dog.
Rapier's like weapon of choice half the time.
No.
I mean, I've got one. It's reskinned as something else, but
it's
like Snurk is
wielding
a rapier by technicality. I know. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. It's a good ass weapon.
What did you say, Luke?
Doesn't Aragos have 2 rapiers?
Oh, is he?
No, he has short swords.
I think they're rapiers.
No, he didn't. He never took dual wielder.
Yeah, but I think you like put like what you wanted.
No. Aragos does not have fucking rapiers.
I feel like I've drawn quite a few rapiers for you.
I'm gonna pull up the fucking character. I'm gonna pull up my character sheet. Aragos. Lieutenant Colonel Aragos Stammermaster.
Get aggressive about it. That's Ian's whole mood. Get aggressive
my whole
about
fucking mood. Yeah, he has a pair of fucking short swords. Eat my dick.
Fucking short swords. Eat my dick. Cool. Way to make your point, buddy.
See, this is why I'm glad it's not a business relationship anymore. Eat my dick. Oh, God.
A whole weapon.
I was told not to say eat my dick on stream. My bad.
Dude, I told you don't get, like... No, I told you there's a few key words, and that was all.
What were those words, Steph? Remind me again.
Here, insert bleep noise. Bleep. Bleep. Oh, here, Luke's here.
Andy would like to point out that Rebec's bear cloak came from Bayless. Oh, that was not in the character description. I actually didn't see the character descriptions for Chris Estrada. You never sent
Yeah, I know. I still need to send them to you. It wasn't in his character description, but I think it was something that somebody else had suggested and we ran with. Yeah. Like it came about, I think, in like the Strahd General channel. That I think that like Jay Miller or maybe even AJ had said something about like, well, what if he had like a bear skin thrown over him? And we just ran with it, and it was super cool looking. Yeah.
So now that tiger saved your asses, he needs to switch to a tiger skin, right?
Like I was actually telling him about this the other day. Like we still need to RP that, because as far as Snurk's concerned, Elodie left and then came back with a fucking tiger.
Oh god,
like,
Luke, do you know Bayless's current character in Curse of Strahd?
He's playing a Grung, right?
He's a Grung samurai.
And his what happened with your master? Your master went missing?
Yes.
Okay. He roleplayed the fuck out of everything, though.
Can you do the Snurk voice?
Yeah, do the Snurk voice.
Yes, I can do the Snurk voice.
You're on helium. You just inhaled helium. I was gonna ask Luke, what's your favorite character that Bayless has drawn?
That's a good question.
Well, let's
of
see.
Luke's,
I was gonna say we could see.
No, of Luke's.
Okay.
Of mine?
Yeah.
Woof. So you got Nox, you got Oz, Iggy,
You got Igmund, yeah.
Varys, Ander, Zogrim. Jesus, I can't words.
Bayless was raving the other night, I don't know if we were streaming or not, about how cool Ander turned out. And I looked at him again, I'm like, oh my god, Ander's so cool.
Yeah, Ander's cool as shit.
Ander's actually The Witcher?
Yeah, yeah.
God damn it! Someone did it already!
Yeah, I thought he was like semi based on The Witcher, but then you were also trying to go on like, wasn't there a book or something that he was partly based on for you as well?
No.
It was just The Witcher?
No, it wasn't even The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
He just turned out
No, he legit just found a picture that was like, I like that picture. That's my character.
Found a picture, and then I found a mini that was like almost like perfectly to it. So I was just like, that's it.
Well, didn't you Hero Forge?
Oh yeah, I did Hero Forge.
Yeah, you Hero Forged Ander.
Yeah, I still like Ander just as like a character. Just that, I mean, that whole campaign is definitely one that. Remind me again, like what campaign that was?
That was Tomb of Annihilation.
Tomb of Annihilation, yeah.
Just
like the way, just like the.
Fuck.
Your heads are too big.
Yeah, get your head out of there. No, get it closer to the camera.
It's not working.
Doing a great job, Steph.
I love it. Okay.
It's super good.
We
super
love you
good.
anyway.
I don't need your fucking shit.
Super good. Did a great job.
Luke never finished painting this either. Like, he still has just skin tone eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid to do the eyes because the eyes are so small. That's the only part I didn't want to touch.
Hero Forge eyes are humongous.
No, they're not. They're
yeah,
tiny.
but eyes in general just suck.
I mean, eyes do suck.
Yeah, why do you think I draw big goddamn circles? Because eyes
zoom
suck.
in as much as you want, Thomas.
Yeah, but they don't fucking show.
Yeah.
You've got this much. You've got this much fucking character. The eye is there.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares. So it's just a colored circle. Like.
I love how you picked up your cup for that. It's like sweetie eyes.
It's like, hey.
Yeah, so I needed something big to show you, and all I got nearby is Bulbasaur.
Oh, Bulbasaur. Next question.
I don't know though. Like I got so many. I feel like all of my characters were pretty well done, and they all have like a lot of different unique takes. I feel like.
Me and Ian are obsessed with Varys because he has 3 belts.
I love the 3 belts.
Bayless gave me 2 belts on my current character as a consolation prize.
We got 3 belts.
3 belts.
3 belt 1, 2, 3.
Dude, no
I love how like his chest, his shoulders, and everything are way bigger than the shield. So it's like,
yeah,
I have a shield.
Oh, Bayless, you want to tell a story about that one?
You got a story, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So real talk. I drew the entirety of Varys, and then I sent it to Ian, and Ian was like, "I think there was a shield," and I was just like, "Fuck." So he sent me a picture of what the shield looked like, and I was just like, "Bam! There it is. There's a shield. All done."
Hey, fuck it, it works.
Because I didn't draw him for a shield. I just drew him like standing there holding a sword. So then I was just like, oh shit, I gotta get a fucking shield in here.
At least you put the shadow of the shield on his arm, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't that far done that I couldn't like make it work, but yeah, like at that point, like the pose was done, the drawing, all of this shit that you're watching me do right now was done. So the idea of like reworking him for holding a shield was just like, nah.
Next question.
Next question.
Jesse, also known as Jables, asked. Oh wait, shit, did I?
Schmables.
Tim asked, why do you use Adobe Flash as opposed to other more conventional software options? And me and I already know the answer to this one.
I use Adobe Flash for what I do for you guys.
And only for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly just this style. Like, there's other people that have commissioned like character art in this style. But specifically when I do this like lineless vector work, I use Flash because it's vectored, so I can make. There's two different types of like computer drawings. There's a raster and there's a vector. Vectors you can make any size whatsoever, and it never loses quality ever because it's a series of like mathematic points as opposed to just an image. If I were to draw something on Procreate, which is the other program I use, it's a raster. It only looks good at that size. If I drew something at like 15 by 20 and you blew it up to a 30 by 20, it would go to shit and it'd just be pixels. So a lot of times if I do character art that gets done for like, like a stream or for somebody's shirt, I try to do it in Flash because it lets me control like the clarity and the size, and just comes out cleaner.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing I found after taking a web design class in high school. It was the closest thing to doing Samurai Jack that I could find. That like no lines, just bright colors style. Was I could replicate that in Adobe Flash. So I was just like, all right, that works for me. I'll figure out how to do it.
So why Flash and not Illustrator?
Because I didn't have access to Adobe Illustrator.
I mean, good reason.
I took the web design course and they taught me how to use Flash, and then I was able to get a copy of Flash completely legally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was just like, all right, well, this is what I know. I'm going to keep running with what I know.
See, I learned Adobe Fireworks, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh God.
What was Adobe Fireworks?
I think Fireworks was the predecessor of Illustrator.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you do any physical mediums ever anymore?
Not really, no.
Pure digital art?
For the most part, yeah. Malloy does a lot of physical work. She paints, like proper paint on canvas. So sometimes her and I will sit down and like paint Bob Ross together or something.
That's so fucking cute.
I'm just imagining the fucking CSI or whatever shit show, two nerds on one keyboard. Have you never seen that? Oh my god.
And well, when I did a children's book, we did it physically. Like I actually did pencil on paper, and then she went in and did like the watercolor for me. And we've got like a few more of those that we want to do, so we'll probably do them, by hand.
Are you a published author?
I'm not published.
Oh, okay.
I made a children's book, and I had like 30 copies printed off at a print shop in Tennessee, and then I sold them to people, and I barely sold them to people on Facebook.
I mean, if Go the Fuck to Sleep can sell millions of copies, like...
Yeah, but the difference is Go the Fuck to Sleep was able to get Sam Jackson to read the book.
Yeah.
Like, I had like friends on Facebook at the time, and was just like, hey, I made a book. And they were like, okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, whatever. So I sold like 20 of the 30 that I printed. But whatever, I did it. I made a thing.
How has your art style changed from physical medium to digital?
I can actually do more stuff. Like the fact that I can sit down on my couch with this and this and actually like draw a drawing to completion. I don't have to like like back in the day, like when I first started drawing, I would draw something on paper, throw it through a scanner, put it onto Photoshop, and then do some stuff there, and then I'd have to take it into a photo processing program and try to fix like the balance and the contrast and the color correction.
Yeah.
So it was like it would take, a week and a half to finish a piece in several different programs. I can sit down with my iPad and draw something in a matter of like 2 days and see it through entirely.
Which we've seen.
Yeah. But now I'm like more comfortable to like put together a whole scene and try out, different lighting and color effects and stuff like that. Because now I can actually like do it right there and then just scrap the layer if it looks like shit, and the rest of the drawing's not completely kaputs. So it's definitely let me like see through whole drawings more confidently.
Okay. That's like the deepest thing you've said. Now I don't know like what to laugh at.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like there wasn't anything funny there, and I don't know how to react.
I'm not all ha-has.
Just mostly.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm real talk.
Real talk.
Real
what?
talk.
I don't know why you have to bust our balls about real talk all the time.
I'm not busting your balls. I actually say real talk a lot.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, like real talk. I say it a lot.
We went to a convention with, I think he watches us sometimes. He's Dotshire on Twitch. We went to a convention. It's like a fucking D&D convention. And he made fun of us so badly for saying real talk all the time. Yeah.
We're back.
Okay.
Hi.
What's up, assholes?
What?
Not really. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Say something. You guys say something. Okay, cool.
Alright, we're good.
I just had to check the audio, and you guys were being perfectly silent.
It's called respect, Ian.
No. Yeah, it's all Jay Miller's fault. He left, and we lost internet.
Dude,
So
your
Jay Miller, you're not allowed to
character's
leave. You're lucky
chin,
charm.
like, that's the strongest chin
That's a
I've seen.
strong-ass fucking chin. Holy shit.
Luke, where's your chin?
Jesus.
It's there.
He's got one, man. Damn. He's got more of a chin than I actually do.
That's just because I can't grow a beard.
That's what the
well,
beard is for. I have half a chin, and you can't tell because I have a beard.
Yeah, right.
See, do you see where my beard stops?
Yeah.
My chin doesn't stop there. My chin's up here somewhere. Like I have a nice jawline when I have a beard. I shave and all that shit goes away, and it's just a round, fat face.
Luke, even if you could grow a beard, don't.
You don't.
You look way better with, like, kind of beard.
Although you're what, like 25? I don't think you're ever growing a beard.
No.
Oh, that's alright. You don't need it. You got chin.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the question I was gonna ask? What themes and genres have you explored through your commissions? And how do you reflect your drawings?
How do you reflect the genre in your drawing?
Yeah, so like this is Greek inspired. Curse of Strahd was horror inspired. What do you implement to convey that?
I've drawn mostly fantasy themes. I think I did like 1 or 2 Warhammer characters. I think I did one setting that was like a steampunk setting, and one setting that was like a I don't know what they considered it. It was like ancient tech setting, I guess you could say, where it was like fantasy setting, but there was surprisingly technology involved.
Okay.
Like it was a fantasy setting, much like D&D, but like he had like a cybernetic arm. And it was kind of one of these things where like if you took like a fantasy setting and like an alien piece of hardware fell, and people kind of, worked from that. It was basically that setting. That one was pretty rad. For the most part, like, how do I reflect it?
If at all.
I guess I try to.
Rim lights?
Partly like how I shade. I try to do it that way. The color palette, I try to go with that as much as I can. But there again, like if somebody wants a specific color, I try not to deviate from what they want too much.
Like Chris, who sent you 3 color palettes for his character?
Yeah. I mean, one of them was awesome though, and we went with it. Like one of them had like that really great earthy red color that her chest armor has.
Yeah.
But
I just thought it was like he sent 21 reference photos.
Yeah.
Which was I thought that was very extra.
Chris, we're calling you out.
Calling you out on the carpet.
Yeah.
Well, and not to like further in the ball busting, but what's funny is that like ultimately one of those photos was the one was the most referenced.
It was the statue Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, basically, like that one was like predominance like of the outfit.
Yeah, I mean that was essentially his concept for the character. Like that's where he got the idea for it.
Yeah, and then we tweaked and went from there and shit like that. But yeah, that was like the bulk of what it was. But I mean, I don't know. I don't try to run away with the art too much for when I do commissions, because like I said, like at the end of the day, I want to draw what a person wants.
Right.
If what they want is bright blue and that's not really creepy and spoopy, then they get bright blue. And I'll suggest little things, and if that's not what they want, that's not what they want. And I just ultimately give them what they want.
Yeah.
On that topic, so let's take the Curse of Strahd commissions you just finished for us, as an example. What kinds of things did the players ask for that you were like, I don't think that's right, but okay?
Nothing.
Oh, really? Okay.
The only exception was Sean's pose was one of the first ones that that was one of the first times I've ever actually taken like a big I'm the artist, trust me stance.
I'm the artist.
Because I not that I want to do repetitious poses by any means, but there are certain ones that just work for what it is you guys do, and oftentimes standing, flexing, weapon over the shoulder, those are the best ones because it shows all of the character and it fits in your frame.
Right.
But
what he centaur drop kicking somebody?
Huh?
You can't make a centaur drop kicking someone?
I mean,
what
legs?
Is that a challenge?
Which legs are you using?
Yeah, what legs does he drop with?
All of them!
You just concentrate all four into one single
Oh god, I want to see
My
it.
drop kick is the drop kick that'll pierce the heavens.
Stop what you're doing right now. I want to see a sketch.
Can you just do a 30-second sketch of a drop kicking centaur?
No, I can't even draw on this program. It would be oh god, it would be
he's using a mouse. I will point that out.
Like that. And then you'd have to have your person up here that's going oh, I'm drop kicking you. That looks like shit. I'm drawing it with a mouse. And then you'd have the tail going up here like this.
Join Mr. Bayless' stream later. We'll hit where he draws a drop kicking.
That actually looks amazing. Can we ditch everything you've done for the last hour and go with that?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Throw it all in the trash can. We're doing drop kicking centaurs.
That's awesome.
Live on stage this summer, drop kicking centaurs.
For the record, Luke's character is a fucking artificer. Are you really drop kicking people? No.
Yeah.
If you got to.
I gotta.
You gotta. You have a charge attack as a centaur, don't you?
If you got to. But yeah, Sean's pose was really the only one that I was just trust me on this one, because he wanted to be super low to the ground, super stealthy, crouched attack pose in a stealth game kind of. And it was just we can't do that one because it's not going to read worth a shit on stream. You're just going to be this crouched pile of gray, amongst a bunch of people standing.
Right.
So that's when I went with the pose. The pose he has came from was very similar to another piece of reference art though. So it's not I went completely, deviated and was just no, I'll do this. It was something else that he had referenced. So.
Okay.
How do you generally feel about reference art? And I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here.
Reference photos that we give.
Well, it's reference photos are one thing, but reference art is another. Because obviously any kind of art is going to be in a very different style from yours, unless it's literally your art.
Unless you're Tim and you
yeah.
Unless you're Tim and you send me my own art as reference, yeah.
Right.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was very funny.
That's a fucking first.
Tim, you still around? You did it first.
But like,
hey, you done a big old heckin' first.
You know, how do you sort of reconcile the art style into yours? Is that just part of the artistic process?
Yeah, like that. I mean, it doesn't bother me. Like, I can usually pull out what it is they're wanting from it. You know what I mean? Like they, you know, like, especially doing this because I get a lot of classic, you know, like D&D fantasy art, where it's super high detail and high paint and, you know, not what I typically do, but I still get like, oh, I like this construct of armor, or I like, you know, this layout of, you know, like, I mean, even like the painting that you sent, Steph, of like the fawn that has the tattoos, like,
yeah,
I was still able to get like what you wanted out of that, regardless of what the art style was.
Right.
If somebody was just like, I like this, make this, then I would be like, you're getting me doing that. You realize that, right? Like, so you're gonna get my interpretation of that.
So would you say that more pieces of reference art is more of a, you know, that gives you more artistic freedom because it's essentially like you do artistic synthesis rather than just recreation?
I guess so. I mean, I don't look at the reference art as art.
Okay.
If that's I mean, that's a weird way to put it, but
it's
like,
just an image.
It's just a way to convey ideas.
Yeah, like if somebody sends me a reference photo, regardless of if it's a photograph, a painting, a sketch on a napkin, a Hero Forge miniature, like, it's just a reference photo to me.
Okay.
It's not.
I just remembered we used to send you like photos of the minis that we used for campaigns,
which was super helpful.
Because we used to, because the way we would commission with him was we would commission you after our campaign had finished.
Yeah.
Right.
So like this is a relatively new thing. Like we started with Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where we would commission you before the campaign started.
Yeah.
So we don't have minis. Like we don't have minis for, we didn't have minis for Avernus. We don't have minis for Odyssey. I mean, especially now that we're playing online, we obviously don't have. Yeah. We don't have anything. It's like, you know, your art is our miniature because, you know, I crop it to, you know, essentially a bust and put a token border on it and slap it in roll 20.
Right.
So yeah, like I just realized, like, yeah, we don't have minis photos for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, those were super helpful too, because by the time you guys had made them and you'd painted them, I could kind of see like a really condensed version of what was important to your character visually. So I could see, like, you know, if you went with like a bright red on the cape and like maybe you didn't specify that in your description, or you just said like, oh, he's wearing a cape, like I would kind of pull like, okay, well, they very specifically painted it red, or they very specifically chose the Hero Forge pose that's dynamic and they've got like two swords, so he very clearly wants both swords. You know, like little things like that would kind of tell me, like, you know, what you personally gravitated towards, so I could kind of inform, you know, an artistic decision from there as well. So
going in with all this art, what was your biggest hurdle as an artist?
Probably not. And shit, yeah. Not looking at it halfway through and going, what the fuck am I doing? This looks like shit. You know, like looking at a piece and going like, no, this is gonna look cool when it's done, probably.
And if it doesn't, I can fix it until it does.
Yeah. Like I'm doing this for another person. If they like it, then we're good, and that's fine. You know. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of naively egotistical in the sense that, like, I think I've got a handle on like how to do things. So the hurdle comes more from like a mental place than it does a skill set place.
Yeah, I mean, I think any creative really experiences that, and I'm not like I call myself a creative, but I'm not artistic, because
I mean, you're creative though.
So I'm a software developer by trade, for anyone who doesn't know that. You know, it is a creative process. You know, I take vague ideas and I synthesize them into exact ideas. So it is a creative process, and I think that you know, imposter syndrome and you know, having to get over the hurdle of, is this going to be the right thing, is, you know, I think that that's universal to creatives.
Oh yeah, like it's helpful because it's the thing that makes you look at a piece you just drew. Like if you didn't have that like doubt or that, like, not to get too like, motivational on a t-shirt or anything like this, but like if you didn't look at something you did and go like, I could do that better, you would never do anything better ever. Right? Like you would just do the same thing for the rest of your fucking life, and it would always look like that. So the fact that like I look at drawings now or from like years ago and go like, what the fuck was that? Like that was terrible. Now I just look at it and go like, why was it terrible? Okay, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Learning experience.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I have never been in remotely a creative role. Not in my profession, and Luke is probably in the same boat as me. Like, work has never been creative.
Right.
You have patients, you have people, you deal with them in a very black and white way.
Oh, he looks so cute.
Oh, he is cute. Oh, now that everything's gone, he's so cute.
So that's really interesting. Like, every once in a while, you hide the sketch and just show the line work that you're working on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like you can see the line work independent of the sketch.
Yeah.
And I can't.
We can't, yeah. I can't.
Like I can't see the line work independent of the sketch unless you hide the sketch.
Well, I mean, part of the reason that's part of the reason why it's neon red right now is just so that I can physically see it a little better.
Yeah.
But I okay. Well, see, I guess because I know where I'm working, like almost like a painting layer, it helps me like semi-ignore the sketch underneath, I guess you could say. I never even, that's one of those things I've never noticed that I've done.
Also, I didn't realize your sketch was raster based.
Yeah.
It's like you just zoomed way in. It's like the vectors, the lines are perfectly crisp, and then the raster is pixelated to shit. Because that's what you were talking about earlier. Is you can scale this up infinitely and it'll look fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when this is done, you could blow this up to, and I've made I recreated logos for a couple of companies here in the States, or here in Georgia, the States, whatever.
The States.
Like a couple of,
just the one state.
Yeah. There's a couple of companies that I've done like their logos for, and I've done this basically. I just rebuilt them in Flash, so that way they can put them on business cards, on T-shirts, or on banners that go on the front of the building. You know, that's the handy thing about doing vector work like this, which is how you're able to print them at the size that they are on the back of your wall.
20 by 30 prints.
Yeah, or put them on shirts. Whereas, truth be told, if you look at the Gilded Troll logo, that skull on a T-shirt, it's a little fuzzy because it's a raster.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very large raster.
It is. I try to make it as big as possible.
Yeah.
Knowing that what you wanted to do with it. But real talk, I might have to rebuild that for you as a vector.
I hate your guts.
What?
You keep saying real talk.
Oh.
Real talk.
You just plug the store.
I did, because you fucking mentioned a T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have to do it out loud. I can just fucking command it in Twitch.
Yeah. I was supposed to put that on like a timer.
It's fine. Don't do it now.
Hey, what happens if I do this?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
He did Bayless.
You fucking laugh.
That feels so douche. I have a promotion for me on a thing that's not me.
No, like, shit. Oh, whoa, there's a schedule now. Look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, we fancy boys now. We're like professionals, kind of. Except we say fuck every other word.
We're like legit and shit. This is like, it's like legit meat and like high quality meats and shit. It's not Domino's.
Oh
man, but I like Domino's.
Problem. I watched the documentary on Domino's the other day.
I was hoping I was hoping Luke caught my reference.
Whoa! Okay. Someone's now following. Tahamas123. Thanks for following.
Thanks, Tahamas.
It's actually Tahamas. It's TAHOM.
Tahamas.
I wasn't being stupid.
No, I didn't think you were. I figured you were reading it like it was. You're the producer. You're producer Steph. I figured you knew what you're doing.
I'm not a producer.
You're producer Steph.
I pretend.
Hey, we got giveaways to do.
Oh, we have giveaways. You want to do that now?
Yeah, I do want to do that now. We have giveaways.
We have giveaways.
Today's the first day of the month, so our monthly giveaway has ended. Please don't enter the monthly giveaway. Please do not enter the monthly giveaway in the next 5 minutes.
And we're gonna
that would be
announce a
dumb.
winner. And this month's giveaway is what?
This month's giveaway is a copy of the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus Dice and Miscellany, which is over there. I'm not gonna go get it. It's all the way over there.
Go get it.
We're
So
drunk.
we're gonna-
Don't make us get up.
Very drunk. So we're gonna pick a winner.
Yeah.
Um,
And
And
the
I
winner
think-
is.
did they?
Did it work?
Wait.
Did not work.
Did they break my script?
Oh fuck.
They broke my script.
They broke.
All right, I just need a random number.
Alright,
It's fine, I just need a random
we're
number.
gonna do it that way. It's fine.
15.
32.
I need a number between 1 and 10, dickface.
Whoa, does someone else
Thanks
follow?
for following Don't Lie 12.
Don't like
5.
12! Thanks for being here.
That's not random, Bayless.
I love seeing new names. Thanks,
Um,
guys.
The number 5 is randomly picked from my brain. How is that not a random number, dickbag?
Alright,
Dickbag.
fine, it's 5.
Do you want an irrational number?
I do. But I just generated a random number. That number is 3, which means that our winner for this month's monthly giveaway is Shadows Assassin.
He finally won
He
something.
finally won something. So congratulations, Shadows Assassin.
Oh,
Shadows
Congratulations.
Shadows Assassin.
fuck, you
Okay.
live, you live
Shasho,
further
shasho.
far away. That shipping's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh yeah, you're in the UK.
Alright, sorry, we got
that's
you.
fine, we got you.
We got you, fam. Real talk.
Yeah, real talk.
Real time.
So we'll get 5 entries. He entered 5 times this month. So let me select
Like
all
I said.
of them and complete. All right. So now you can now enter the next monthly giveaway.
Which is for what?
Monthly giveaway for June is a copy of Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
You mean the game that starts Saturday, Ian?
It is the game that starts Saturday.
What? 4 p.m.?
4 p.m. Saturday.
What?
So yeah, you will win. So if you, oh Jesus, I lost my headphone. If you enter into the giveaway for July, which costs 5,000 channel points, you enter to win a copy of this big ass, ridiculous 460 fucking page book.
Look at that thing. Right there.
400.
Look at that.
It's about it's something like. Well, I think the numbers stop around 470. 466 pages, and then like 12 pages of special thanks to. It's a really big fucking book. But yeah, enter the monthly giveaway to get a copy of that. And
That's a
we already
heckin'
have
chunk
2
of a book.
entries. We already have 2 entries. Tim, if you win, you're not allowed to read it. You are in the Odyssey game.
So just don't ship it to him until after the game is done.
I should do that. Shadows, it's fine. We actually ship out our monthly giveaways directly from Amazon, so we don't pay shipping. But yes, so that's our monthly giveaway, and then because we got an absolute metric fuckload of subs on Sunday, our first episode of Curse of Strahd, we actually get to give away 2 dice boxes to a random subscriber. So I need to,
Not 1, but 2?
not 1 but 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dice boxes.
Right. So I need to figure out how to find my I need to download a list of all of my subscribers. There it is. Download my subscriber list. CSV is being generated. So every time we hit a multiple of 50 subscribers, we give away a custom 3D printed Gilded Troll dice box in gold and white. It's a gilded lid with bone white base.
Are we still being shameless?
We are being. I'm doing giveaways.
Hell yeah.
Giveaways. So we have at this
You're
time.
always shameless, Steph.
At this time, we have 89 subscribers. We have 89 subscribers right now.
That's absurd.
Holy shit!
That is absolutely
Oh, that's because
absurd.
I matched sub for Curse of
I mean,
Strahd
it counts.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it
still
counts.
dope.
Yeah.
So I need 2 random numbers from 1 to 89. So random.org. Doesn't count. But thank you for subscribing.
Oh!
I already
include 'em
downloaded.
anyway.
I already downloaded the list.
Include 'em
Nope,
anyway.
it's too late.
No, I feel
Thank
bad.
you for the sub.
You are
Tahamas.
Tahamas. That's a
Teehee.
You're a special boy, Bayless.
Yep.
So
I ate
first,
soap as a kid.
our,
Same. Wholesome.
Wholesome, thanks for subbing.
Awesome.
So
I
our
love
first
Wholesome.
our
I love
first
Wholesome.
winner is Max Base 700. So
Max
congratulations,
Base.
You've won a Gilded Troll
Smack
dice box.
face.
Wow, what in the fuck is wrong with you guys?
You put Steph and I in a stream together.
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh man,
Yeah.
why am I not in Cursive Strahd? Like shit. We would never.
Bruh,
set that.
I tried. Did I
know.
not tried?
You're gonna be an NPC, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna include that NPC in your party, and then I'll be included. Wink.
Yeah. And then I'm going to make sure that you've got stream art drawn just for you.
Oh Jesus!
With short
Don't
silver hair.
redraw her. You already drew her once.
And our
I'll just
second
put-
winner.
I'll just put a head on it, whatever.
Okay.
And your second winner, because you're
And
giving
our
away
second
2
winner-
dice boxes.
2 dice boxes. And our second winner is Muffin Go Time.
Muffin goes.
Muffin Go Time.
That's a great name.
Congratulations, Muffin Go Time. Muffin Go Time's been here for 10 months.
God
10
bless.
months recurring sub.
Thanks,
so
Muffin Go
congratulations,
Time.
Muffin Go Time. So congratulations.
Oh,
Shadows
they're
Assassin.
bumping up the sub count, so that's what's happening.
What do you mean?
They're bumping up the sub count, so we give away another dice box.
Oh, I mean, I don't.
What would you have to hit?
I have
100?
to hit another sub goal. Like I have to build another sub goal for the time. Like, here, let me make a new sub goal.
Oh my god.
Because like I never actually got around to making a new sub goal. Because
What would be your new sub goal?
It'd be another 50.
So that would be 100 altogether?
No, because we were already at like, it's weird. Numbers are odd.
Unless they're even.
I hate you.
Jesse comes in the chat. I tuned in just in time to learn that I did not get a dice box.
Yeah.
Hi, Jables.
Jables, you have 3D printers. Print your own. We'll give you the files.
Yeah, print your own,
It's fine.
dungus.
You dungus.
You dungus.
It doesn't.
You know it's dingus, right?
Huh?
It's dingus.
Yeah, unless you're a dungus. That's something else.
I
Alright,
hate
so
you.
our dice box giveaway is currently at 5 out of 50 subs. So once we hit 50, we'll give away another dice box.
Yay! They're really cool. They're super neat.
They're pretty good.
Do you have a?
I don't.
We don't have anything down here.
No.
Where's the pink one?
Yeah, where's the pink one?
Oh, like the Curse of Strahd one?
Yeah, so we
it's
can
up in
kind of
my
show it
office.
off. Well, go get it. You dungus.
Dungus?
I don't want to be a dungus.
Well, then go get the
You
box.
won't be a dungus if you get the box.
God damn it.
You have to let people know what they're buying.
I'm rearranging things.
Not buying. Winning.
What's in the
What's
box?
in the box?
That's a timely reference.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
definitely.
I didn't watch that until recently, and for some reason, like I avoided that twist for my entire life. Oh, baby,
Oh,
I have to
that's
walk away.
awesome.
I have to walk away.
that's alright.
How did you pull that off? That's
amazing.
amazing. Did you like the movie?
Sean stopped over.
Oh, did he?
Wait, he didn't realize we were streaming?
Like Sean plays in the Curse of Strahd campaign, Sean?
I guess. I don't know. I was sitting here.
Do you know another Sean besides that Sean?
I do know another Sean. I've known a different Sean since I was 13.
Gotcha.
So, maybe. But probably not.
Luke, I have a question for you. Where do you get those guns? How did you become the swole troll?
I don't know. I started back in college and been consistent with it for a while, and then I left off with it when the whole quarantine happened. So now I'm working back at it.
Do you do it just for like is it like a staying fit makes you feel better thing, or do you do it because you like the actual rush of working out?
Oh no, I love the rush. Yeah, the rush.
Okay.
At first, it was just to stay fit, and like you go through a whole bunch of different phases, I guess, with it.
Mhm.
Like there's the obvious like I'm a fat ass looking at the mirror.
Right.
I want to be better. And then there's the like, oh okay, I'm feeling good. I feel better than I was.
Did you get
And then there's the like,
No,
oh
you,
okay,
you were away from the
Oh, I'm
numbers.
sorry.
The rush goes from there. So
Okay.
like right now, I feel like shit because I'm going back from from where I was to like all my weight is down, and then my calorie deficit.
Yeah, but look at that thing that your neck does down to your shoulders. Like, people don't just casually have those, dude.
Those called traps.
Like, I don't have. See how I don't have it? Because I'm fat. You're not. You have it.
You're not fat.
I am fat.
No, you're not. You husky.
I am fat. I'm a thick beard boy. This is who I am.
Boy. That's alright, you cuddly.
I mean, yeah, I do the cuddles, but I also want to do the strongs.
That shit's hard though.
I want to
What
be
do
the
you
swole
eat in a
troll.
day?
Do I eat in a day?
Yeah, because I like to eat.
Everything.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like today, I had a smoothie for breakfast, so a cup of fruit, protein.
Yeah, see,
pod.
he eats food.
Well, I don't have time in the morning to make eggs or anything like that.
I make eggs and bacon every morning. It's delicious.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's low calorie though too. Each egg is only 80 calories, and then a slice of bacon is 45 calories.
Yeah, is that turkey bacon or normal bacon?
No, normal bacon's 90 for 2
What?
slices. I calorie count. Come
Can I
join
come
me
over to
on
your
my
house for
adventure.
breakfast?
I'll blog it or something. Yeah, right.
Can I come over to your house for breakfast?
Dude, bitch, please.
Dude, bitch.
I usually do egg whites instead.
Yeah.
Because they drop like 50 calories pretty much.
And how many cuts of steak do you eat in a day?
Steak.
I'm not rich. If I was rich, I would.
Well, see, I knew a guy when I worked for a supply house. He was that guy that like ran like 10 miles a day. He ate like every hour, and it was egg whites and cuts of steak. Like that was.
I do the cheap way. I do tuna fish because it comes in a can and it's only $1.
Yeah.
It's only $1.
Except your mercury levels are probably through the roof. Although it doesn't matter for you because you're a man. Women and mercury are like, you're never gonna pop out a baby again in your life.
Okay,
You
Nurse
eat
Jackie.
nothing but tuna fish.
You did the math or something like that.
Thanks,
You
Nurse Jackie.
so much.
Thanks, Nurse Jackie. I like how you said because you're a man, and both Luke and I went, huh?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with what?
Ovaries and uteruses or something.
Oh, like lady parts and
so
stuff.
I wrote this, and then I copy pasted it, and then I forgot to get rid of printed.
Are you okay?
So I told Shadows, you won the BGDIA Dice and Miscellany. Let us know where to ship it, and we'll get it printed and shipped ASAP. And then, LOL, I did a copy paste. We're not printing that one.
We're buying it especially for you.
And he replies with lol.
Oh,
How many have you had already?
You making hairy
How many
hoops.
How many have you had already?
3 ounces of vodka.
Oh boy.
That's nothing.
That's 2 shots. That's
Give me-
actually 2 shots. Yeah. We need more
Why
shots.
are you already giggle dumb already?
We won't.
I'm always giggly. Do you not know me by now?
I was talking to him, not you.
Oh, alright. I was gonna say,
You
we've been
fart?
Zooming like every day for the past like 2 weeks. And you don't know I giggle at everything? I think I might be out of questions. Hold on, let me check.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Tim asked, what are
That's
your
all the stuff that people need to know about.
What are your favorite and least favorite pieces you've made? I don't know if you want to talk about your least favorite. If they're like traditions that might feel
I
bad.
want to hear this. What is he making?
Favorite pieces I've made?
Yeah.
I was actually really happy with how Paul's Curse of Strahd piece came out. I was really happy with that one.
Okay. As a group.
Which one?
Yeah, just the group
Awesome.
shot in the trees and everything with the campfire. That one was cool. That one I got to be have a little bit more like artistic liberty with. Mostly just because he was like, this is the setting I want. Kind of figure out how that would look. So that one was pretty dope. And then I've got like a couple of like personal drawings that I've done that I still like. But I don't know. I also don't like sit on them for too long.
Yeah. You're just moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, I try not to like covet anything that I make, if that makes sense.
You don't
You
want
know what I mean?
favorites. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
You
like
just want- yeah.
I don't want to pick favorites. I kind of just like pick things out of the drawings that I did that I liked and try to remember that going forward.
Especially like you said, if it's your commission, like it's what the person wanted, as long as they get what they want.
Yeah, especially if it's a commission, because I'm more so just happy that they liked it at the end of the day.
Okay, so let's rephrase. What's your favorite personal drawing you've done?
I have to look back. Gosh.
Pull up those oldies but goodies. It's got to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, right? Please.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times. Yeah.
You have so many turtles. I love the turtles.
There's two characters that I will like draw often if I ever just want like comfort food, and
just
yeah,
absent-mindedly.
Yeah, like if I'm just like, I know I want to draw something, but I don't want to have to like put time into research. I just want to sketch something real quick.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like Ninja Turtles or the Flash. Those are definitely like the two that I gravitate to a lot when I just want like I said, just like comfort drawings.
Who's your favorite Flash?
Who? Yeah. You mean like Wally West or Barry Allen, or in terms of like who has been him, like on something?
Like all of them, like Bart Allen. Well, I don't know how much into comics you're into. Like,
well, I mean, Bart was Impulse, wasn't he? Was he ever just the Flash?
Yeah, if he ever became Flash, or the new Wally West versus Wally West. Like, did they ever give him a specific name?
No, he just has like a different costume. Like you talking about like the Wally West that went away in the 90s and now he's back. Yeah, like I guess the white redheaded Wally West as opposed to the black Wally West. No, they're just both Kid Flash. But the Wally West that came back now has like a red and silver costume as opposed to a yellow and red one. I'm a Barry Allen guy, I guess, just because like Wally West was huge in the 90s, but like I don't know, Barry Allen's kind of just like the classic Flash for me.
Jake Garrick is older.
Yeah, Jake Garrick is a classic, but you don't. I've actually been going through and reading a lot of like Silver Age Flash comics and stuff lately, which has been fun.
What was the other guy? There was another guy in the Silver Age that was a speedster.
I don't remember.
I think his name was.
Who?
Max Mercury. I think he did like a mathematical equation to get speed or something like that.
Oh yeah, you might be talking about the guy that came up with the speed equation or the speed formula. Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah.
There's so many Flashes. I just pulled up a Wikipedia article because I have no idea what's going on.
Steph, I don't know if you've got a way to like pull. I guess there's not really like a way to pull up, especially since I'm not doing like a full screen share. But there's a piece I did. I just messaged you. There's a piece I did for the game Sekido, I guess if you want to pronounce it correctly. That one I was really
from the makers of Dark Souls. That
yeah, from Software. I was super happy with how that one came out actually.
I'll have you put it on screen when he comes back. I don't want to fuck anything up.
Because I like pushed myself to do like an actual dramatic angle and there's actual action in the drawing. And it was one of the first times that I played with like color and perspective and like, you know, like how to, it was the first time that like, that I actually like pushed myself to do some of the like technical shit you're supposed to do when you do a drawing. Instead of just going like, I want to draw this, it's cool. You know what I mean? So that one
really neat. It's super, the perspective is really neat, like looking up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would say that's probably one that I'm still super happy with.
There's a lot of motion in the background building too.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything's blurry.
Well, it's got a blur, but if you look at it, all of the buildings and everything points to the player character coming down.
Right.
The tips of the buildings, the tree itself, the sword itself, like all specifically points towards, you know, the player character who's coming down in an attack. Like I said, it's one of the first times where I actually like followed art rules and was just like, okay, I'm going to, you know.
I like how short the villain's arms are.
Yeah, I guess they kind of are. He's like he's a heckin' chonker, so I tried to make him like really. He's like a Dobon Honkaro, you know.
Yeah. No, that is super cool. I just dropped it in chat because I feel like it's easier.
Thank you. I've got it pulled up on my iPad, so I couldn't just drop it in chat. Least favorite, probably never made it to a drawing. Like it probably never left a sketchbook or made it online for sure. Like I probably got 20 minutes into it and was just like, fuck no, this isn't going anywhere.
We're done. Trash.
Yeah. This trash has never seen the light of day. Fuck this noise.
How often does that happen?
Huh?
How often does that happen? Where you start midway through drawing something and you're like, what the fuck?
It happens a bit. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm always happy with my stuff. I will say one of the things that's nice about drawing digitally is that I don't have to get too far before I figure out that it's shit. I can kind of figure out in the sketch or whatever, this isn't gonna work out how I want it to.
Yeah.
And then I can either just change it from there or drop it.
Thank you, darling. What the fuck is this? Why is it so dark?
He peed in it.
I'm just gonna close the tab that has the recipe up for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, is that Amaretto sour?
Don't drink it, he peed in it.
It is! I love Amaretto sours. It's my favorite.
Amaretto.
Apparently, Amaretto sours are traditionally made with egg white, but I'm too scared to put egg white in my cocktails.
Raw egg white, no less.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
Eek. Yeah, I don't know about that, Doug.
So I just don't put the egg white in.
Still tastes like candy, it's fine.
It tastes like fucking candy.
Yeah.
There is some sugar in here, so calories.
Oh no.
Let me see. I have one more question from Jesse, and I'm not sure what your answer is going to be. What would be involved in your dream life as an artist?
I
don't know his context, so just roll with it.
if I could do what I wanted to as an artist, what would be my dream gig, I guess, whatever.
I guess.
Yeah.
I would like to I have a couple dream projects that would be dope. But if I were to get a freelance contract for an animation or a game studio that I really liked, that would probably be, pretty tits. If I was if Naughty Dog was just whenever we make a game, we're gonna go to Bayless, or other equally impressive studios whose names I can't think of right now.
Who made Last of Us?
Now Naughty Dog.
Oh, is that actually Naughty Dog?
Yeah.
Holy shit! When I think Naughty Dog, I think Crash fucking Bandicoot.
Yeah.
They grew up with their audience, is what happened.
Yeah, they absolutely did. But yeah, if they my version of The Last of Us would just be a cartoon. Actually, I think I drew a version of The Last of Us that just looked like, Candy Tartakovsky, because that's what I do.
Some fucking Samurai Jack shit over here.
Yeah. But if they did, or Double Fine, if Tim Schafer's studio ever contacted me, was we want you to do stuff, that would be pretty dope. Or dream projects obviously would be if I got to do character design for Ninja Turtles or The Flash at all, even if it was just a series of action figures and that was it, I would be so fucking happy for the rest of my life. Yes, it is Sonic, because Sonic is one of the best fucking fast food places ever, and they have some of the best sweet tea ever.
I don't think I've ever been to a Sonic.
I have
really
twice. There's that one by the mall.
Yeah, same.
I was gonna say, do they have them up there?
Yeah.
There's one that I'm aware of.
Luke, do you know where I'm talking about without giving specifics?
The mall.
The mall.
Okay. Fuck it.
It was somewhere at the mall.
How's that for fluffy legs, Luke?
That's a little hard to see.
It's hard to see. It's too blue. We can't
Can you
see.
make the...
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh.
No, go back to red.
They're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that fluffy enough?
Yeah, a little more off the back of the back legs, I think.
Like higher up the leg,
Or just
Or
fluffier.
just- or just fluffier off the back of the leg.
Yeah, fluffier.
Like hanging off the back.
Okay.
But what is Luke eating?
Yeah, Luke.
asks
Tim,
Tim.
Tim demands to know what you're eating.
Right now, I'm eating ice cream.
I feel like you've been eating the entire time we were on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big old salad. I had yogurt, and now I'm eating ice cream.
Did you give Samus any of that yogurt?
Luke
She
wants
wanted
Ugg boots. Luke wants Ugg boots.
Oh god, yeah.
Ugg boots.
Ugg boots. So yeah, I guess my dream goal would be to do things for people that I like and projects that I like.
It sounds like video game.
I've heard a
concept
lot of
art,
shit
though.
about working for like a specific video game that
Developers.
has like deadlines.
Developers.
And, is that only for developers?
Yeah. That's a developer thing.
Oh, okay.
So as you approach the deadline of a video game, it's almost universally accepted that there's going to be crunch time.
Yeah.
Which is horse shit, because there's 60 to 80 hour weeks.
Because you promised the game on like August 2nd, and it's July 15th right now, and the second half of the game still doesn't function very well.
And if you're not CDPR, then you would rather ship a half-finished game instead of push the date back.
I'm so happy that's becoming less and less of a thing now.
Right?
That like
it's
more
so
and more
annoying
developers.
Because literally like 1996, Shigeru Miyamoto said a bad game stays bad forever. A late game is good eventually. 1996.
Wow.
And it took until now for people to finally start getting that.
Yeah.
But it's weird. They're doing it in different ways. You have like some people who are pushing it back, and then some people who are like, "Oh, we'll just do early access."
Right.
And it's still shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it just stays the same shitty game for like 2 years, and they just
Right.
never like actually do anything. They're just like, we called it early access, but we just released it.
Yeah, but yeah, like my impression, because like I actually originally like between the ages of like 11 and 19, I wanted to be a game developer.
Okay.
So like I actually like did a lot of research, and I was like, oh yeah, crunch time won't be that bad, whatever. But like I did a lot of research into like how crunch time works, and my impression, and I could be wrong as hell, but my impression is that like the art teams generally get involved earlier in the design process.
Oh yeah.
So by the time crunch time rolls around, like they're already done.
Oh yeah, and so few of them are in-house. Most of them are just like contract freelance stuff.
Yeah.
So by the time like crunch time happens, like
you literally don't even work for them anymore.
Yeah. If you do, you're just kind of tightening up like shit like logos and
Right.
box art and stuff at that point. So funny enough, in a similar sort of topic, I actually initially wanted to do animation. Like I was going to go to college to be an animator. I had do I have it sitting next to me where I can easily get to? No, I don't. There's a famous book called Richard White's Animator's Survival Guide that teaches you everything you need to know about like how to draw hands, how to draw the human body, how to do a walk cycle, all of that. And it is like the industry standard for animators books. And I went to a Barnes and Noble once, and they had like a single copy, and I snatched it up. And I sat for months just learning how to do walk cycles and bouncing balls and people, jumping onto steps and boxes. And then I met with a guy at Cartoon Network, and he told me that if I wanted to be an animator, I'd have to move to like China or Korea, and I was just like, no thanks.
Woof.
And I just never did it. The irony, of course, being that now that animation is coming back here in the States.
Right. I think Scott Pilgrim was animated in Korea, and it's just like there's still to this day like a lot of animation studios in Korea.
Yeah, there's still a lot of like Korean or Chinese animation studios, just because
Steven Universe, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there was an animated Scott Pilgrim, so I figured you were just talking about that
No,
one.
I was talking about Steven Universe, and my brain just names.
Yeah, no, there's still a lot of things that are done overseas in terms of animation. And like, I mean, like one of the biggest guys, LaShawn Thomas, who did the Boondocks, and then now he's working on some of his own stuff. Is a big anime guy, but he was, born in like New York or Philadelphia and he just moved to Hong Kong and was just like, fuck it, I'm going to be an animator just like everybody else. I just didn't have the balls to move away, so I just didn't do it.
I don't think I would have either. That shit's scary.
Yeah.
Especially a whole other country that you can't even speak the language.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, was just like, do I want to move to a completely different country and like have to learn this country?
Yeah.
So I just never did it, and now I sit at a computer and draw for you assholes for a living.
Wow, what a demotion.
No, I definitely, I think it would have been fun, but that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Like characters is what I've always liked doing. Like even as far back as I can remember, like I drew characters because I liked doing stories and I liked doing things with characters. So I wouldn't want to do. No, just an asshole girlfriend slapping windows.
Malloy, get in here!
She's outside being hilarious. I wouldn't.
I think there's a certain element of being able to do still frames and being able to provide motion through still frames as opposed to animation. I think that's neat.
There are some comic artists out there that can do the most animated like single drawings, and it's just pure insanity. Like it's like, I don't know their actual names, but there's a guy on who calls himself Chamba, who does comic work that's just like each individual panel looks like it came straight out of an animated cartoon. He just like screenshot it and put it in a panel.
That's cool.
And then there was a guy I used to follow back in the day on DeviantArt that was the same way. He went by the name of Bass Ackwards. But he was the same way. Like you could just cherry pick, individual drawings, and it was just like somebody did a screenshot from an animated cartoon. And I just don't have that. I just don't have that dynamic in my stuff.
Yeah.
I draw cartoon peoples standing and looking like cartoon peoples.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions, so if we just want to like sit around and bullshit, or if you want to start your stream, like I'm totally fine with either.
It's entirely what you guys want to do, because it's your show. If you're done talking to my stupid face, then we will call it a day.
I like your stupid face.
I do like your stupid face. I mean, we can just switch to your channel.
And then just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
I mean, can't we just keep doing that here on your channel where you already have the views?
We could do that, but then
or
you
still
get more followers.
Yeah.
Are you still completely devoted to the idea of getting me affiliate?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
We're trying to get you to affiliate.
100% devoted to that idea.
Okay, well, I guess I will log off and switch over to my channel, and you can come raid me mysteriously in a few minutes.
Ooh.
Unexpectedly and mysteriously.
Yeah.
Do you need more input from Luke at this point, or are we like moving the Zoom call over to?
Okay, I guess I'll pause on this cute squirrel for a minute.
No,
okay,
like
so your tribal tattoos you want is asymmetrical. I still need to do little bits of arm hair on his arms, on his forearms, because I haven't forgotten. Are you okay with the kind of curly mop top of a hair?
Yeah.
Okay, because I figured being Greek that it wouldn't really be straight hair. Are you okay with the antlers, or did you have something else in mind? I went out because I was trying to save space, like as opposed to going the like straight up stag antler route.
No, that's perfect. And I was gonna say a little bigger, but I saw that your outlines were going thicker with them, so that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like that's that's where they actually go. The original sketch was just drawing lines.
Yeah, that's fine. With the tribals on the sketch, you have it just on the upper. You can go down to the like abdominal area if you want.
Okay. Okay. Did you have anybody like? Do you have anybody like as an example, or did you just want it to just like be?
One of the centaur images has like green tattoos I sent to you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're like going all over his body, but I was just giving you like they have it even on the horse part, which is a little weird. I don't know how you.
Oh, that's kind of cool though.
He's excited about that.
Tat them abs, baby. Baby.
Baby. Tat them abs, baby.
You're like, what the fuck am I saying?
What are these sounds coming on my face?
If you want to move the Zoom call like over somehow to your stream, though, we can totally do that. That way, you can keep asking Luke questions.
Okay. Yeah. I've got a setup on Streamlabs where I could do that.
All right.
I think you could literally just like set up Streamlabs and then like go live. Depending on like settings, you could literally just go live while we're live here with no changes, and then we just raid.
You might. The only thing I think that'll happen is it'll drop the cam from your footage because it'll probably start to default to.
I mean, okay. I mean, that's not exactly horrible. You know.
Let's see. Streamlabs.
It's so funny because your cursor is on top of Flash, even though Streamlabs is in front of it, but we can't see Streamlabs. I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Oh gosh,
that's fucking fine.
Oh my god. All right, let me do my closing shit now. Thank you for being here. We're going to transition over to Bayless's channel.
Shortly.
Last call still
Once
on
he's
Wednesdays.
Yep.
Join us this weekend for Odyssey.
Saturday at 4 p.m.
Yep, and then Curse of Strahd is 1 p.m. on Sundays.
Yep.
And then DM Prep is now...
That's me. Thursday for Curse of Strahd, 7 p.m. EST. And Friday,
Hit me.
Odyssey of the Dragon Lord at 7 p.m.
Support our boy Bayless. He's amazing. Go watch his stream. Go watch his
Are you
shit.
live now?
Wait.
No, it's all right. No, I just wanted to plug ahead of time. Relax.
Wait. Yes.
You're live?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
I'm a raid. We're gonna raid.
What?
Bye, guys.
Used /raid. 7 viewers, 9 viewers, 12 viewers.
We love you.
15
Bye.
viewers.
Bye. I'll see you in like 5 seconds
Okay,
on my channel.
bye.
Bye, guys. Rating. And ending the stream.